Hey, what's up everybody? Today I'm going to be doing OP08.5 Black Yellow Luffy. Pretty similar to the builds previously, but a few changes like Thunderbolt Sabo, Ace has returned, and then we dropped Kuzan, but let's get into it. Black Yellow Luffy, leader effect, Dawn X2, activate main. Once per turn you may discard one card from your hand. If your life is at 0 cards, you may add up to 2 5-cost characters from your hand or trash to your life face up. Now you can do it from your hand as well. A lot of people don't know that. Also, per the rules, your face-up life cards will be sent to the bottom of your deck instead of your hand, which does not come up a lot, but it can be used to kind of like get a little cheese life in there. So we've got 2 Borsalinos. On your opponent's turn, this character gains plus 1000 power and cannot be KO'd by effects. A 4/6 stat line, 1k counter card. That's a 4/6 blocker. Just incredible card. Great against black, but I saw a lot of people playing 4. I don't think that's necessary because of the amount of doffys there is. It's just going to get law bounced back to your hand most of the time against doffy, which is probably what you're going to be playing most of the time, but it is good against other decks for sure. And it's always a good emergency blocker to have as well, especially off the Gecko. We've got 4 Sabos. Blocker on play, your characters cannot be KO'd by card effects until the start of your next turn. Draw 2, trash 2. Makes the black players very mad when you play their own card against them. We've got Gecko Moria on play. I'm not going to read Gecko's effect, you know what it does. Screw that card. We've got Nami. She's the best new addition to the deck. She is incredible. On play, if you have a character with a cost of 8 or more and you have 6 or less cards in your hand, draw 1 card. 6 or less cards in hand is mandatory, so keep that in mind, but it is really good hand recursion, and it's a blocker at the end of the day, so you can go ahead and play Gecko into Nami, active, Sabo sideways, Baby Sabo plays Big Sabo, and now she's also protected by KO effects, so on and so forth. We've only got 8 2k counters, because I feel like that's all you really need. You're only using them on like turn 1 or 2, and then you don't need a million 2ks throughout the game, in my opinion. Will you lose because of this sometimes? Perhaps, but I like the flexibility that 8 2ks allows you. We've got Flampe. On play, you may add 1 card from the top or bottom of your life to your hand and draw 1 card. Basically a draw 2. Very, very, very solid. It can also be recurred by Gecko to draw a card that you don't want in your life. We've got Hiyori. On play, you may put the top card of your life pile into your hand and then put 1 card from your hand onto the top of your life. Basically sets up your babies and makes them, work. I don't know why I had a stroke saying that, but whatever. We've got Egghead Luffy. Activate main, you place this character in your trash. If your life is 2 or less, K up to one of your opponent's cost 4 or less characters, then draw 1 card. Insane. He's the Doffy boogeyman. If you can just recur these over and over again, Doffy's going to have a very annoying time against you, and it also refills your hand, and it's also a trigger with a 1k counter. Great card. We got 4 Baby Sabos. He plays the Big Sabo. Not going to really explain that whole shtick. You should probably know that at this point. We've got Sabo. On play, you may trash the top or bottom card of your life. KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less. Really, really strong card, especially when people are trying to starve you. And being able to hit a 5 can just be a really, really nice difference at some points of the game. We've got 2 Baby Ace. You may do the thing, And then we've got 2 Big Ace. On play, if you have 2 or less life, this character gains Rush. Very, very, very strong card. 5/7 Rush is super good, even if you can't manage to play it with the baby. But the fact that if you can manage to play it with the baby, it also buffs your leader is just like really gross. Then we've got 4 Garps. He is just a searcher for Luffy, Sabo, and Ace. Got Baby Luffy that plays Trash Luffy. Trash Luffy is activate main. Once per turn, this character gains plus 2000 power until the start of your next turn. Then if you have 1 or more life, draw 1 and trash 1 card from the top of your life. Probably a card you're going to look for against things like Marco. However, Marco can obviously bottom deck your stuff as well, but it feels like he leans more into the reduced power KO route. We've got 2 Thunderbolts. Really, really strong card. I wanted a card that can kind of set Doffy off tempo a little bit, and Finger Pistol is good, but being able to play 2 potential Thunderbolts against somebody in 1 turn feels very, very good, or just being able to Thunderbolt your last trash card, like if Yellow puts a bad card in your life or something, be able to get rid of it with 2 Dawn is very, very nice, and the trigger is gross as well. And then we've got 2 events that just search Sabo, Ace, and Luffy, basically a Garp and an event. That's the deck. We reduce Kuzan because the control meta isn't going to be as necessary. Now, this version of the deck will 100% lose to Bonney, but that being said, Bonney's just not being played a lot, at least where I am, and it doesn't seem like she's being played that much here in general. So if you're playing Bonney, I would probably replace some of these cards for Kuzan, but if you're not playing against Bonney super often, I think this is very good. Very strong against Doffy, pretty good against Purple Luffy, good against Lucci, and Black Luffy and stuff like that. So hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next one. If you like, please. Okay, one of the better games that I've ever played against Blue Doflamingo here. He chooses to go first. I personally feel like he should have taken second from me, but you know, to each their own. I see a decent hand. I could have mulliganed it. I probably should have for an Egghead Luffy or something like that, but I was getting kind of bad hands, so I decided to just go ahead and keep it. He starts the game off with Buggy. Buggy's going to rearrange the top three. He passes turn. I draw into Borsalino, which is just not great. I don't really have anything super impactful in my hand. Hiyori is good if I had something to play with it. And then I draw into another Hiyori, of course. Pass on over to him. He's going to swing at me, obviously, playing Boa, so it's going to be 8-5, rearranging the top three. I go ahead and take it, I think. Yeah, definitely not going to counter out of that. I hit a Thunderbolt trigger immediately, which helped a lot, I'm not gonna lie. Top deck a Blocker Sabo. So no really impact plays here. I could play Borsalino, but if he gets bounced, then I've basically done nothing with my turn. So I decided to go ahead and swing 5 with Flampe. Not sure if that was the call or not, but it felt like the best thing to do since my hand was kind of meh. And I go ahead and swing 5 with Leader as well. That's going to warrant Buggy swinging into the Flampe to clean it up the next turn, because he doesn't want me to do that again, obviously. Yeah, I still feel like that was probably the best play, because in the event that he does play Law to bounce it, then I basically just use Fordon for no reason, rather than getting a 1k counter for Fordon, right? He plays Gecko. Gecko gets Boa out of the trash, 7-5. I counter out of this one. I don't want to go too low too fast. He's got board size on me and everything like that. He plays Sengoku. Sengoku searches into 2k counter Croc, I believe. And then he plays another Sengoku that does the same exact thing. Sorry if my commentary is not great, I am pretty sick at the moment. So I'm going to draw into Egghead Luffy, which is really, really good. So right here I kind of misplayed. I definitely shouldn't have bothered swinging into the Buggy. There's no possible way it does anything. Maybe it could have been used to bounce a 2k counter back in hand, but that's kind of cope. I feel like you get a card out of his hand regardless if you just swing at the Gecko. So I should have swung at the Gecko. That was a misplay. And then I go ahead and play Egghead Luffy to kill the Gecko. Pass on over to him. He hasn't used any Jinbeis yet, so he's either waiting until he has a bigger hand size to use them, or he's just getting unlucky and not really seeing them. I'm feeling like he's getting unlucky and not really seeing them, which is unfortunate because he searched like a million times, but it is what it is. I'm pretty sure I don't have a specific card that I'm looking for at some point in this game as well, which is what people overlook a lot of the time when they lose to you and they're like, oh, well, I didn't see this card. It's like, well, yeah, I didn't see this card either, but I still made it work, you know what I mean? Anyways, Doffy is going to rearrange the top, then he swings 7, plays another Gecko Moria to draw a Buggy from the trash, so it looks like he's just hand size maxing right now, which I was pretty interested at. Because I don't think it really does anything, right? Because late game, I just swing at you with Morias and an 11k leader swing. So the 2ks just don't go that far, I feel like. If he had the option, I feel like Jinbei Weevil is just much better. But he probably didn't. So here, I think I'm going to set up for Gecko the next turn. 8 Dawn. Could leader effect potentially this turn by using Thunderbolt as well. Could Thunderbolt the Doffy. Yep, I choose to Thunderbolt the Doffy, and then leader effect. Pitching Sabo. Healing Sabo, Black Yellow Luffy, or Black Yellow Luffy, Egghead Luffy, rather. And we're going to go ahead and play Egghead Luffy out. We're going to kill this Moria, I think. Yep. and then we're gonna swing 9 at life, and then play the baby Sabo, but not use the effect so we don't get perfume femered. I actually think that was a solid call. Instead of swinging 11 at life, 9 was definitely better. It forces him to do something with the baby Sabo now. He could bounce it, but it's not super efficient for him to do, in my opinion. Although, lawing a Sengoku to bounce a Sabo is probably not terrible either. He could also just swing at me to try to bottom deck my Sabo in my life, which is, I think, was what he does. So he goes to swing, but attaches the rest of the Dawn before, I'm fairly certain. And then swings 10 into 7. And I don't want to use both of my 2Ks that I have to counter out of that. So I just let it go. I figure I have the baby Sabo on the board regardless. I can still use it for Moria. It's fine. I have another one in the trash anyways. And then he uses leader effect to bounce the baby Sabo back to my hand. And I was like, oh, there's the law. Finally. Okay, so 10 Dawn. We're going to leader effect and pitch Nami. So that way we can Gecko into Sabo Nami probably. Because we need a turtle here a little bit. We could also Gecko into Nami Egghead Luffy, which is probably just as good. We decided to put Egghead Luffy on the bottom, I believe, and then Sabo on the top. Nope. I do end up going with Egghead Luffy, which I do think is the better call. So I'm doing all of this in voiceover because during the actual game, I just went completely mute. During about halfway, I had to really lock in to try to get the W. So we're gonna Egghead Luffy into the law, make sure he doesn't get those bounces anymore. And then we're going to go ahead and swing 9 into 5 at the Jinbei. And then pass turn. Drew a bunch of cards, feeling pretty good. We've still got an extra life. Our leader's at 7. He red rocks my Moria, which I'm not super upset about because it's a lot of Dawn and he didn't really get anywhere with it. Swings 8, plays Jinbei into probably like Weevil. It's probably the best call. Bow is really good as well. Plays, swings 8 into 7, plays Gecko. Gecko gets Law from the trash. Swings 8 into 7, I 2K out, draw into Baby Sabo top deck, which is fine. Not a lot of stuff to do with that, but it is what it is. Garp into, I think I was looking for Baby Ace here, and I just could not find it for the life of me. So now I think I Sabo effect and search for it again, and I think I find like another Garp or search event rather than it. So Sabo effect pitches Ace and probably this Egghead Luffy or Borsalino. I'll probably do Borsalino in hindsight. Blocker Sabo is fine as well. Get it into the trash. Oh yeah, no, Blocker Sabo is probably the call, actually. We're going to event, searching into an Ace. Just kidding, we don't find him. We see the Life Luffy, Trash Luffy, whatever you want to call it. We're going to leader effect. Pitching Life Luffy, healing probably Ace Sabo, in case I cycle into a baby Ace, was the idea. And we're going to Sabo effect, cycle into Trash Luffy and Garp. We're going to pitch Trash Luffy Borsalino, because Borsalino doesn't have a ton of use to us. And we're going to Garp into our Ace. Finally, we found him. Can't use him this turn though, unfortunately. And we're going to go ahead and swing 12 at life. If it gets blocked, that's fine with me. It's one less body. But I knew I needed to kind of push the envelope a little bit because he can probably sustain a little bit longer than I can in terms of how late the game goes. So I kind of need to get the ball rolling here in terms of going for life, because at a certain point, Black Yellow Luffy starts to lose a card every turn, essentially. And once they're out of cards, they lose. Simple as that. There's just nothing you can do about it when you're out of cards. He Sengoku's into Doffy. 3-drop, I believe. Then he passes to me. No swings, interestingly enough. Not sure how I feel about the no swings. Was I at 9K? I don't even remember. Yeah, I might have been at 7 or 9 or something. Doesn't matter. Okay, so I play ace, and then I swing 7 at life. He counters 2K, 1K. Now I use leader effect to pitch ace, I think. At this point, I do pitch ace. I do put him in my life as well, because I don't mind if he gets bottom decked, and I know there's still another baby ace in rotation coming up through my deck. Go ahead and play out the Egghead Luffy. Egghead Luffy gonna kill Boa probably. And then I see another baby ace. I don't use it though, because I'm still afraid of the perfume femur. Although I probably could have gotten away with using it here, to be completely honest. I had so much counter, and it would have forced him to have femur as well. So we swing into him with Garp, Ace, and Luffy. Then we pass turn. We still have Nami up, which is really nice. Nami is such a nice addition to the deck. He clears up the Sengoku, or sorry, he clears up Garp with Sengoku. Our leader is at 9. There's probably not a lot he's going to be able to do here. I think he goes for the perfume femur with leader here. Nope, that's not yet. Sorry. Spoilers. Getting too far into the anime arc. He Raging Tigers, Nami, and Ace, I believe. And he plays Blocker Doffy, which is kind of just a waste of Dawn, in my opinion. But probably nothing better to do with 3 Dawn left when my leader is 9K. So we go ahead and play the baby ace. Our leader's at 7 now. We go ahead and leader effect, pitch Sabo to definitely heal Egghead, Luffy, and Sabo. Then we're gonna Sabo cycle again, pitching probably both Egghead Luffys, I'd imagine. I was wondering if I should pitch Moria right here for the longest time, but I ultimately concluded that if I survive another turn, it is 100% better to have Moria regardless. So I swing 2 into the Sengoku, clear that up, and then I swing 11 with Ace, 11 with leader. I believe one of them warrants a block from the Doffy blocker. Could have been dangerous if he would have hit like a Gravity Blade trigger on my Sabo there. Potentially scary. Potentially pretty scary. But he did not, thankfully. So here, I think he just knew and he realized that this is kind of his last turn. And I think he just goes for the... I think he had double perfume femur. I'm assuming through all the cards he cycled, if he plays 2 of them, he definitely had 2. And he uses one when I'm not at 0 life. So I'm almost certain he has another one. And he only swings 9 because he probably feels like that's the only amount that he can use and still get away with another swing. But unfortunately, I have the 2K counter for him. And he's forced to go for the ace kill after cleaning up the Garp. Or he might, no, he doesn't Gravity Blade me. So yeah, he goes ahead and swings at the ace, knowing that I really don't have any cards left in hand to defend it. And then he plays Blocker Doffy once again. And unfortunately for him, I did have a Gecko. If I didn't, there was a decent chance that he lives. But I dropped the Gecko, and then he concedes basically immediately because he knows it's just over at that point. GG's to him. Really, really, really fun game, honestly. Alright, we've got Marco here. He takes second from me, which is not ideal. We're going to keep that. It's a pretty good hand. We're going to search into... We have both of these already. Another Sabo wouldn't hurt in the event that he bottom decks one. Izo is going to search a beard, perhaps? 2K counter, maybe? Let's see what we're working with here. Thatch 2K, I'm guessing? Yep. Marco effect to set up his draw, or bottom deck a card. Yep, setting up his draw. Drawn to Garp. Nothing really special we can do here. We're gonna swing 7. We'll just swing 6, play 2 Garps actually. Why not? Hopefully we don't bottom deck all of our Morias. Alright, no Morias. Check. We're gonna get Baby Luffy. And then we're gonna search into Baby Sabo. Hopefully another Baby Luffy, we'll take it. Pass. We didn't really bottom deck any key cards for this matchup, I don't believe. I don't think I saw any geckos. Wasn't really looking. Not sure if I saw any Kuzans. I did see a few Borsalinos, I believe. So he's gonna go ahead and doffy effect, and then choose what card he draws with Marco. Very cool, actually. I really like Marco as a leader. I just feel like 4 life leaders are too fair. Drawn to Baby Sabo, perfect. So he's going the old starve route. It's not gonna work. If he KOs my Luffy next turn, it's gonna be problematic, if we're being 100% honest. But it's not really gonna matter. I mean, this Luffy almost certainly probably doesn't have 3,000 worlds, if I had to guess. What else could he use to get rid of it with? I'm trying to think. Oh, he reduced it. Oh, he's just gonna swing. Yeah, we're gonna take these, I'm pretty sure. I'll counter the first one just because I don't want to go down too low. Make sure I get a Sabo in the trash. And then I'll definitely take that one. There's our gecko. And there's our other gecko. Cool. Probably gonna play Sabo here. We're gonna swing here. And then we're going to not do that. That would be silly. We're gonna go ahead and Hiyori. Take the top. Put Sabo there. Play Sabo. Definitely need to cycle. Is there anything else we want to protect here? We'll play another Baby Luffy on the board as well. Pitching Nami into the trash. Make sure she gets there. And then Egghead Luffy, maybe? Put Sabo, I guess. Not going to use Luffy's effect. I'll swing 7 with him. And then I'll swing 7 with lead. And then we'll pass. We've got the blocker up. We're pretty good. I think we win. This deck is just gross. Next turn, I'm probably... Depends how hard. If he goes for my life, then I'll just chill. Can't really protect that. That's fine. Ooh, Grav Blade. That's gross. So yeah, this is probably, since he gave me a little bit of room to breathe, this is going to be like Gecko into Nami Garp, which is going to be gross, actually. Definitely don't want to use that Flampe in my hand that I was about to do. We'll swing 6 first to avoid any triggers. I'm going to play Gecko into Nami standing, Garp rested, Nami effect first. Garp draws into another Sabo, because he bottom decked one. I'll just be super annoying with it. Still have an Egghead Luffy in rotation, so we're going to be good there. Egghead Luffy never really goes out of rotation, because you always use his effect for the most part. So he never really has a chance to get bottom decked, unless you like hit an unfortunate trigger at some weird time or something. Okay. So now we're just being toxic, I guess. Dude, I feel terrible. Okay, he KOs my Nami, swings 7 at life. I definitely just take it, right? He just set me up perfectly for my Gecko. Can't swing again, correct? Yeah. Tread on. Now, he's going to have a lot of swings, so we're going to need to play Gecko into Nami Sabo this turn for sure. So we're going to leader effect, pitch this Kuzan. The first card goes on the bottom, right? So we'll put... I think we're just going to do 2 Sabos, quite frankly. Yeah. And then we're going to play Gecko into Nami, standing for Hiyori. And then Sabo sideways for Garp. We'll go ahead and play Sabo, Garp, pitch, pitch. Not gonna worry about this Whitebeard, I don't think. I think we're just gonna try to kill him. 9 at life, he's definitely taking that past turn. We've got 2 Gecko swings, everything is KO immune, only out is Red Rock for the most part. We've got 2 blockers and extra life, our leader's S7. We've got plenty of cards in hand. I think it's over. We've also got Egghead Luffy to KO any potential blockers if we need to next turn. Should pretty much be over. We're definitely gonna use counter here. This is Nami, right? Don't use any more cards for counter than we need to. He might try to reduce it again. No, he's not going to. Yeah, we're definitely countering out of this. Hiyori plus Sabo. Grav Blade, maybe? Oh, blocker. Probably shouldn't have gotten rid of my Egghead Luffy out of hand. Not sure why I did that. Definitely should have picked one of the Sabos because I have 2 of them. And then we've got another blocker Sabo coming out as well. Okay. So, we hit our Thunderbolt. Does that just mean it's over? Because I can Thunderbolt into leader effect Egghead Luffy, right? Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and Thunderbolt this Marco. Pitch Sabo for Egghead Luffy. Into another Thunderbolt. That's funny. We're gonna go 9. Oh, 11. I'm sorry, I can't count. Oh my god, I forgot the boost. Just swing another 11. It's over. Yep. GG's. I think I played that one extremely well. Not to be cocky or anything, but I feel like that was... I should be hosting a master class if you guys get that joke. Anyways. Okay, we're going against Enel. I'm gonna go second. As always, you always want to go second. Borsalino's pretty good against Enel. This is a decent hand. I have something that I can use to accelerate my life with Flampe as well. So yeah, this is a pretty good opening hand. We're gonna look for Baby Luffy here probably. There he is. And then we're gonna go ahead and Flampe our life and pass. He Flampes his life. Alright. Looks like we're gonna have a little race here. Draw into Luffy. This is definitely going to be no swing, play Borsalino. Does swinging matter? I never know. I'm just gonna play Borsalino and pass. Who cares? He passes back to me. Alright. Cool. I'm actually going to try and get this Kuzan behind the Sabo so he can't kill it with anything that he has. We're just gonna go ahead and play this. Luffy, use his effect, and pass. Rush Enel comes out. It's fine. I'm just gonna play Kuzan here. And I'm gonna search. We're gonna search for Sabo for sure. We have Sabo now. We have Baby Sabo. All we really need is like a Flampe or something. I'm gonna go ahead and not Flampe, Hiyori rather. We're gonna replace this Hiyori. Sorry, this Flampe. Can't get my card straight. We're gonna search again. Why not? We're gonna whiff. Very cool, very cool. We'll just pass there. So he kills Kuzan probably. It's fine. Really like doesn't matter. If we're being honest. Kills Luffy. I guess I technically don't have a Luffy on board. Is his like mentality there or something? I'm not really sure. Draw into Baby Luffy. Cool. We're gonna swing 5 at life and reduce the Enel. He probably just takes. there's really no reason for him not to, in my opinion. Yeah. KO's my Kuzan, who cares? We're gonna play Baby Luffy, and then we're gonna go ahead and Thunderbolt Enel. We're gonna leader effect, trash Sabo, or nope, we have a Sabo in the trash actually. We're gonna trash Egghead Luffy. Then we're gonna go ahead and heal Sabo, Egghead Luffy. I meant to do that the other way around, I haven't played this in a while. Go ahead and play Sabo, discarding Sabo and Sabo. And I'll keep the Luffy there. I'll swing 9. I'll start chipping away at his hand. Who cares? Cool. Pass. Next turn is going to be Gecko. Need to get this Nami into the trash. Ideally. 100% playing Gecko into Nami and a Garp. So we're basically just gonna have to go pretty wide. Yeah, I mean, GG. I'm honestly gonna keep it in. I was going to win that game. I hate Enel so much. He was already cooked. There was just nothing he was gonna do. Whatever. Leave early. I don't care. Next game.